Hello everyone, and welcome to a vlog that happens to be on Friday! Yay! Go me! So, yesterday, I believe it was, they had the magical YouTube changeover to the new comment system, which seems like a lot of people are pissy about. Seems like every single change that YouTube does, just people piss all over it. And this one's not actually that bad, really. Like, it's not like it's a surprise change. It's been announced. It was told eons ago that it's going to the Google Plus style. And it's not like you couldn't see what it was. Google Plus has been around for a while. It's used on websites. It's used everywhere. So it shouldn't be a big shock. A lot of people seem to be really pissy about it because they removed the reply button, which is mildly irritating, but Google Plus doesn't have the reply button, so suck it. It's just, there seems to be a lot of people that are really, really pissy about it, when in the grand scheme of YouTube changes, this one's actually pretty good. In my opinion, the old comment system was kind of stupid. It's kind of broken. Not that great. I haven't looked into it fully to see what kind of options I have to do, but I had nothing before, so even if I still have nothing, I have nothing. Like, the biggest thing I don't like about it is the lack of the reply button. A lot of people are pissy about other things, but I think it's just, oh, it's changed. Oh no! Something changed and it broke my magical world. So, people are crying about it. They'll get over it. I'm sure everybody will get over it. Yes, it's not perfect. The old system wasn't perfect either. So, this could very well be a step in the right direction versus the old system that was static since YouTube started. Like, it really hadn't changed much. It was just a comment system. They're trying. They're really trying. They're also trying to kind of filter out a lot of the stupidity in the comments. Like, there's a lot of troll comments, a lot of just inane bullshit. I haven't gotten very many, but there are. I've been to some channels where it's just littered with crap. And these people just need to go away. And I think that this change could very well... It won't stop it, but it could reduce it by a great number. That's my take on it. They can completely fuck it up. They still have a chance to completely and utterly fuck it up. I have no doubt that they will do something that'll make it stupid. But as it sits now, I don't see this as a bad change. I see this as kind of more of a lateral shift. It's the same, at this point I think it's the same level of stupidity. Same level of uselessness. Just the new one has more potential. With, like, the old one would have to be completely revamped. So why completely revamp it when you've got a completely revamped one already? But the Google Plus comment system has the ability to have more to it. So I think that's where they're going with that. I totally approve of it. It's going to take some getting used to. Things are a little quirky with it right now, but that's probably because so few people use Google Plus. I'm not a fan that they're forcing it down our throats. I don't like that. Like, I was forced to migrate my channel to have a Google Plus page. I don't care. Google Plus and Facebook are the same shit to me. Just different owners. So it's all the same crap. But whatever, I did it, and I've got a page that basically just gets auto-populated with my videos. Let it be. I don't know exactly. I know that I used to check the inbox constantly for comments because I get them in my inbox. And apparently that's changing, so now I have to look at Google Plus, and I'm not sure how that's gonna pan out. I'm gonna still try, but as it was, the old system, if you commented twice, I would get an email about one, because I still have the email thing enabled. My YouTube inbox would have a different one, or none. Or sometimes I wouldn't get an email at all, and I would just be surprised when I get some comment on my video, and I go, and there's 5. And it's just like, what the fuck? So I'm hoping that gets rectified. I'm not sure. It's only been out for a while. And the last comment I received on a video was actually before the changeover, because they switched it in the afternoon. No, it wouldn't have been yesterday. It was the day before yesterday because I was off. I went up to visit my grandmother, who lives 3-hour drive away, which is fun. Went up with my mother. I didn't think I'd make it back. My mother's a scary driver. Very, very scary driver. Yeah. And I can't drive her car. It kills me. She has a Yaris, and I'm twice the size of the Yaris. Which is funny, because I actually have an Echo. I have no problem driving it. I shouldn't say I have no problem. It's a little tight, but the Echo is roomier than the Yaris. I don't get it. I think the dash in the Yaris is a lot bigger, so they've kind of crammed things together. I don't know. They're taking design from GM. I've never been in a really big car that has absolutely no room until I've been in a GM. Like, I used to have a Toyota Corolla, a Toyota Tercel, and I've had the Echo. Each one of them has more room in it than a Grand Am. Like, I sit in my stepdad had a Grand Am for a while. Quite a while, actually. I get in that, I close the door, and I'm like, crushed. I get in the Echo, and I'm fine. This is the passenger side, not driver's side. Driver's side's a totally different dynamic. My Corolla is very rarely in the passenger side on the Corolla, because I was the only one that could drive it, because it was stick. It was fine. I got in and closed the door and be like, yeah, okay. It's a small car. I have no headroom. I had like half an inch. So if I sat up, my head would press up against the ceiling. So, and getting in and out of it is interesting because it's so low, which is one of the things I really loved about it. You basically had to get down on your hands and knees and then climb in. Because it's not that low, okay. But it was still low. The Echo is actually a much higher car, so you just step in. But it also looks like a bubble. It's a fucking... I don't know. I don't really like the looks of the Echo, but the Echo's Steph's car, so I don't fucking care. Just happens to be the only car we have right now, because I made the mistake of buying a GM! Yeah, that was a great idea! I think this is the first time I'm actually talking about my cars. How do we go from YouTube comments to cars? I don't know, but whatever. Carrying on. Yeah, I bought a 2003 Saturn L200. Do not ever buy one of those pieces of shit. Holy crap. It's pretty. For me, looks like an old man car, and I'm an old man. Anyway, this car looked great. It's a plastic car, as pretty much all Saturns are, the plastic body panels. but the doors weighed, just one door weighed more than the Echo. I swear it. That thing was brutal. It had a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder engine. For people who don't know or care anything about cars, this is going to be really boring. For people that do, this is probably going to be really boring. But this car, 2.2 engine, 4-cylinder, tiny little Ecotech thing, used more gas than my mom's truck, which was a V6. She had a Frontier. It wasn't big, but, you know, it's a truck. It's a V6 truck. It should use more gas, just pure engine size, let alone the weight of the vehicle, and the fact that she would, you know, use it for dump runs and, you know, constantly fill it with crap, whereas I kept my car as empty as I could, unlike the Corolla, which I had 300 pounds of tools in the trunk, but whatever. Alright. If you heard that, that was my cat gnawing on his bunny's nose. He has a little stuffed bunny. I won't take it from him to show you because he's currently loving it up, and I don't want to piss him off. He's quiet. I'm good with that. Anyway, this thing used so much gas for being a tiny car. Well, mid-sized sedan. It was just ridiculous. I had it for just over a year, I think. I broke my ankle. And during that time that I couldn't drive it, somehow 3 of the springs broke. Because when I started to be able to drive it again, the rear end was like this, and one of the front springs, a piece fell off of it. It was just the top section of the spring, whereas the rear was actually like riding on the wheels. So yeah, I brought it to my mechanic, and he's like, "Yeah, you got 3 springs broken. You can't drive this." He didn't put it on the hoist or anything. He just crawled under it, and he's like, "If I put this on the hoist, it would not be coming down again." Like, so at that point, I called Steph and was like, "Hey, you come get me." She was at work. She works in a city called Welland. We lived in St. Catharines, and I was in Niagara Falls. You can look that up on the map. There's a little bit of a detour. So I had to wait there for about 2 hours for her to, you know, get off work, then come down this way. She doesn't know how to get to Niagara Falls from her work. Like, at that point, she was still really new to driving. So she came, got me, I drove home, because I know that route perfectly. And I let him look at that. I got prices from other places. You can't buy the springs from anybody else but the dealer, and they actually had to ship them from the States, because this was just after Saturn was demolished, because GM was stupid and went bankrupt. Anyway, so he managed to get me, I think he got me the whole struts used. I told him that was fine. That's actually what I wanted. I didn't spend much on the car. I didn't want to spend the same amount on the fucking struts. The price that I got from the GM dealer for all new springs, and the rear struts were actually broken as well, because when the springs broke, it ended up bending or breaking. I didn't look at them. I didn't care. Basically, it ended up being, from them, it would have been $2,500. I paid $17, I think. And that was 2 new front, and no, I have it backwards. 2 new rear, and then the front were replaced with the used. So, did that. Car lasted for almost another year without anything that caused drivability issues breaking. My blower motor blew for no reason. Well, the blower motor blows. Whatever. And I've replaced blower motors before myself. They're pain in the ass because they're positioned in some cars very weird. But they're not expensive. They're like $50 to $100. No. Not in this car. $250 just for the fucking part. And where did they put it? You have to take off the hood. Take off the hood cowl, the part underneath the hood that hides the wiper motors and everything. Take out the wiper motors and all the wiper linkages and everything. Take off a panel, and then you have access to a tiny compartment that has the blower motor in it. So, needless to say, I was pissed off about that, but my mechanic managed to get me a pretty good price on it. Again, dealer-only part, but he managed to find some place that had one that would work anyway. But I think it was slightly off-size, because it would, when it was cold, it would make kind of a rattling noise. I'm not sure. I don't really care. A couple months after that, basically when summer came, I was going to the grocery store, pulled into the grocery store parking lot, and my clutch didn't work. Pushed the pedal, it went right to the floor. Nothing. Just in case you hadn't noticed, it was a standard as well. So, I managed to coast it into a parking spot, and was thoroughly pissed off. At this point, I've never driven a standard without a clutch. Luckily, I had my phone on me. I quickly Googled how to drive a standard without clutch. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I pissed off a lot of people. Because getting that tank moving without the clutch, trying to get it just into first gear, you go from 0 to 5 in 5 minutes. Yeah, it's great. Once you get it in gear, like once you get it into first, you're good. You know, shifting after that is fine. It's just getting that initial momentum going is a bitch. But I ended up driving home, and I had to go up a hill. That's great. That's fun. Parked in the driveway, and it's actually still sitting there. Right now I'm using it as storage. I haven't bothered calling the wreckers. That just pissed me off. And it's actually been sitting there for almost a year. Yep. I pretty much have disavowed all knowledge of that piece of shit. So, I need to call the wreckers and get that thing gone. I've removed insurance from it and everything. It's just a hunk of metal sitting in the driveway. Luckily, it's plastic, so it's not rusting. Yeah, that's my story that didn't involve YouTube comments. I don't know how that worked out, but whatever. And at this point, I think I've forgotten anything else I wanted to talk about. So, I'm going to end this vlog here. It's a hell of a lot longer than I had intended it to be. I hope you enjoyed my little car story. And let me know what you think of the new YouTube comment system. If you love it, you hate it, why, you know, just whatever. I'm personally, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I like it. I see potential in it. That's about it. And if you have any funny car stories, let me know too. Anyway, take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.